a few times. I think specifically it was about the shooting in the offense. But does that come into play with the defensive rebounding too? Is that been a focus?
Yeah. When I say poise and focus, I'm not just talking about the offense. It's the whole game. It's the poise and focus to execute defensively. Our transition defense was really bad the other night. We gave up a lot of hoops early in the shot clock when we just weren't aware of our assignments, and then a lot of offensive rebounds. And so poise and awareness, poise and patience applies to all of life, not just offense.
Front row center.
Given where Andre is at in his career, how have you seen him manage the workload that he's had, I'm sure, this postseason?
Yeah, he's doing fine. I mean, he gets it. This is the time of year where there's no reason to rest. You get plenty of rest in the summer. You have to manage the workload throughout the regular season, but you get to a point in the playoffs where you got to do what you got to do to win the game. And Andre understands that. We need him out there.
Fourth row center.
RB Saxman observer, Coach Kerr. I don't know if it's been brought up, but what is your thoughts of Eric Gordon playing on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive?
I think Eric's had a great series. He's playing really, really well for them. And, it's one of the reasons they're so difficult to guard, because you've got not just Chris and James on the pick and roll, but you got to deal with Eric as well. They got multiple players who can meet you in ISO situations or in the pick and roll, and that's how they built their team. And those guys have three-point shooters around them, so you got to cover a lot of ground. So he's a very, very good player, and having a very, very good series.
Fifth row center.
Los Angeles Times. This is a group that's, by and large, been through this 3 times to get now together, kind of on this path towards a playoff run. Is it a team that needs the stakes to be at its highest to get their full attention? Has that been a thing with this group that you've noticed over time?
Every year is a little different, and I don't know if it's quite that simple. I have said this year that the journey gets more difficult the longer it goes. I think any coach in NBA history would agree with that. I felt that as a player with Chicago. The third year was a lot tougher than the first year, and it's just the way it is. You got teams coming after you. You got everybody planning for you. 2 years ago, our playoff run was pretty smooth. Last year, obviously, we had a 7-game series with these guys. So it's never easy. 2 years ago may have seemed easy. I wouldn't characterize it that way. It was smooth, but that was the exception rather than the rule.
WCS Sports Bay Area. Over in Houston, it seemed like they beat you guys pretty good in the second quarter in both games 3 and 4. How do you combat that going into game 5?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do rotationally. We're playing our starters heavy minutes. We're buying a few minutes here and there off the bench. It's really more a matter of weathering storms, whether it's the first quarter or the second quarter. It doesn't matter when it happens, but when you play Houston, there's going to be a lot of peaks and valleys. They're a team that can build a lead quickly. They can also give up a lead quickly. So you just have to stay the course, which we did in both games, and had a chance to win both games 3 and 4 at the end. So we're doing fine. We're playing a great team. We took care of our home floor. They took care of theirs. And now we got to try to regain the momentum in the series tonight.
Coach Bruce McGowan with KCBS, just curious to get your thoughts. Steph was talking about how much he's enjoying the rivalry and just the intensity. He said this is what basketball is all about. I know it's nerve-wracking. What's it like for you as a coach? How much fun are you having preparing for a series like this and playing these guys in such great games?
It's fantastic. It's to convene with the staff and the players each day and go over strategy and watch tape and try to figure out how to win. That's what makes this fun. This is a privilege. When you think about it, just to be coaching in the NBA is a privilege, but to be coaching with so much at stake. And there's a lot of coaches around this league who would love to be in my shoes, and I think everyone should embrace this because it doesn't last forever. And so we've been in a great spot over the last 5 years. We've had championship runs. We've had heartbreaking losses. But this is what it's about. You just want a swing at the plate. You want to be able to go for it, immerse yourself in the whole thing, and enjoy everything. And win or lose, you just compete and go for it, and whatever happens, happens. But you enjoy it along the way.
Hey Steve, Phil Barber, Santa Rosa, Press Democrat. Warriors fouled shooters at the three-point line multiple times last game. From the comfort of a seat watching, you can almost hear people yelling, "Don't foul him! Why are you doing that?" In the heat of action, what makes that so difficult?
I didn't hear the first part.
Fouling a three-point shooter.
Fouling three-point shooters.
Yeah. What makes that so hard in the course of action?
I don't know if we've fouled anybody, but we fouled Eric Gordon last game. Steph got drawn off his feet on a pump fake, which is something that we try to avoid. James makes it very difficult. Obviously, he's a very unique player, and he's got a lot of tricks in his game, and he's very clever, very, very strong, and so you just have to do your best to defend him and challenge him, and try not to foul him. And it's, like I said, it's tricky for a number of reasons, but you got to do what you got to do.
Right-hand side.
So piggybacking on that, how would you assess in general your three-point defense?
Poor in transition. I think that's probably the key area where we can improve. The early ones are the killers. If James is going to dribble, dribble, and do the whole thing and step back and make a tough three with a hand in his face, you kind of have to live with that. But a standalone three in transition when nobody picks up a guy, those are killers. So those are the ones we have to avoid.
Thank you. Coach D'Antona will be in here shortly.